complacency can sometimes simply be.
This is Brian with ScreenFiles.com and Trailer and Reaction. What I'm looking at today is the official trailer for Together, which stars Dave Franco and Brie Larson, who, as I understand it, are actually a couple, and they are a couple in the movie. Though, based on the teasers, something happens to them where they really do become together, as in two people coming together and become one. Now, this is a horror film, so I'm expecting this to be particularly repulsive, and I kind of like the concept. Though what I know of Together thus far reminds me very much of Brian Yuzna's Society, which is an awesome movie with all practical effects by Screaming Mad George, and they're great. It holds up really well. The movie itself, not so much, because the writing is a little weak. Actually, some of the acting is also kind of weak. Billy Warlock seems to be an appealing person, though as the lead in this movie, doesn't quite work, at least not for me. In any case, let's look at the official trailer for Together.
I love you.
Okay.
What's going on?
I don't know. Since the move, Tim and I haven't been on the same page.
Please, do you love each other?
Maybe we're just complacent.
Well, complacency can sometimes simply be. Harmony. This could be the beginning
Roll over, then you're on my hair.
of something wonderful.
Tim?
We spend our lives in search of the other half. If you think you found that, don't be so quick to let it go.
I think something's happening to us.
There? Listen to me. Listen to me. We've got to get out of here. Now. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
Billy, wake up!
You'll be okay. Whiskey for the pain.
Well, that was the official trailer for Together, and it looks kind of awesome. What seems to be happening, as far as I can tell, is that there is a Poltergeist 2 situation, which is to say you have a bunch of nutcases gathering together for reasons. It could be an apocalypse, and I suspect that's what it is, or something to that effect. And they bring something about where they all come together, literally, not just figuratively, as in a bunch of people gathering, but they become one entity. And so Dave Franco and Brie Larson happen upon this area, and it begins to affect them in the same way it affected these cultists. So they're being drawn to each other, and that's why you have the two dogs just staring at each other. They're animals, obviously, but they're more sensitive and they pick up on it earlier. And so the influence of this happening begins to spread and affect Larson and Franco's characters. That's likely what's going to happen, and I think it looks, as I said, pretty good. This is the type of body horror that I think CGI could potentially work really well for. I mentioned Society earlier, which was all practical effects, and in fact I don't think CGI was a thing when it was made. Though with the advances in the art form, I think you can do really interesting things, though I still hope it at least combines the computer generated effects with practical effects, because I'm getting a very The Thing prequel vibe as well, which is to say, if you take very good practical effects and slather on computer generated effects for reasons, you're going to get a weakened movie. If you just take very good practical effects, enhance with CGI when needed, but for the most part let them stand on their own, you're likely to get something that, at least visually, works much better. So what do you think? This is Brian with ScreenFiles.com and Trailer to Reaction. Do you agree, disagree? Let me know down below. And as usual, consider a like, follow, or buy me a coffee. Peace.